live Count Basie tapes that had never been released from the early 60s. And we started listening to them, and they sounded fantastic. And so just as a bit of fun at audio shows, you know, I figured we would bring some of this stuff for people just to enjoy. And so when we got, I think it was RMAF, it could have been a different show. When we got to the show, it was, you know, you put the Count Basie on, and all of a sudden people were just like, okay, you know, this is worth listening. And so the idea of the Doshi tape preamplifier came out of that, and it was, you know, how do I build a device for myself so I could play stuff for myself and for people at audio shows, and then it kind of grew from there. The whole reason behind an external tape preamplifier is when you look at tape machines that were built by Studer, by Technics, by a whole host of other manufacturers, they typically had to stick to a price budget and a real estate budget. You know, in the case of Studer, you had the compact chassis 800, 810, 807 series machines, and the 800 series machines, which were slightly larger, but then they had multiple tracks. So the budget that the engineers were given was essentially €1 card to record and playback electronics. And so there were some compromises within the space constraints of that machine. The other compromise, obviously, is price. You have to build to a budget, and that's what you know. That's what they could put in a Technics RS1500, for instance, or in a Sony APR 5000, etc. So, building an external tape preamplifier kind of works you away from, at the very least, the space constraints, right? And being that a lot of these machines were now 30 years old, you know, time has taken its toll on the electronics. Passive parts tend to dry out and fail and so on. So even the best of them needed a little bit of refurbishment. So it made sense to build an external tape preamplifier and apply slightly newer design techniques as well as newer parts